Welcome back to Daddy's Dirty Library, detective work, and cyberpunk energy all over.
Nah, that's a nice little combo. Nah, you find your two words. Metallic Rouge,
Yeah,
episode 2, Wander in the Labyrinth.
Who is this grown-up? I'm a cutie patootie.
You're both total knockouts, though.
My name's Rouge Redstar.
What's your story? What brings you to Wellstown?
We're trying to find some bad guys.
Excuse me, what?
Big Daddy!
Production.
Oh, so suddenly you're poison the air I breathe. But if you don't hate me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones, I'm about to lose control. Only so much I'm taking, so get yourself to safety. Cause baby, a storm is coming. You better heed the warning, pray. Don't stay, run away, 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 away. Feel how the rain is falling. I'm a child like a hurricane. Don't stay, away, 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 away. Suddenly, poison the air I breathe. But if you don't need me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones, trying to lose control. So much I'm making, so get yourself to safety. 'Cause baby, a storm is coming. You better heed the warning, pray. Don't stay, run away, 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 away. Feel how the rain is pouring. I'll meet you like a hurricane. Don't stay, run away, 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 away.
You took this? It's incredible!
It can be kinda tough trying to impress your brother. I have one, so I get it.
Thank you.
So, you finally grew up.
You sent your kid out into the world, and the cutie patootie came back real adult.
So proud.
Reminds me of Trigun.
It does. Yeah. This episode did remind me of Trigun. But unlike Trigun, the
Mm.
remake, this world building just
Flourish.
Yeah, this was well done. It got me excited. I mean, now we have a little bit of clarification on some old questions, or at least one, what Alithia is. Maybe she is on Alithia's payroll, or at the very least, Alithia doesn't want anybody to know about it.
Let's talk about the fact that there is a new slew of characters that we were introduced here, but it didn't feel like they had to be fleshed out. I
Yeah,
felt like I understood their characters enough to have a story with them. And I think I understand what this series is about. I know we're only on season 2, but this just gave me
episode.
I'm sorry, episode 2,
Yeah,
not even
yeah.
season, episode 2. But it gave me a Cowboy Bebop vibe, an episodic story per episode. Because it
Yeah.
tied in almost nothing, I know, from the last episode, like even how they got there, but
Mm.
it was a full immersed story. They added a lot of things into the series that piques my interest even more. Again, with I hope it's not a cash grab, but I'm very interested in where they're going with it.
What gives me confidence is like you said with the characters, it was very bebop-ish, where they're in one episode we're able to. I don't know if these are going to be recurrent characters or if this is a one and done thing, but either
Mhm.
way, they definitely have the capacity to introduce characters and make them relevant and give them personality and have them tie into the main characters in one episode. They're able to
Right.
do that. I could not see any of these characters again and still like that was impressive. So this gives me confidence in their ability to do more. And I want to go into detail about the characters, but first I can't do that without talking about the big elephant in the room, the big world building aspect of it, the confirmation of aliens are real.
Yep. The big war, I like to touch that real quick. The big war that happened and what we see of those robotic like octopuses from uh Breath of the Wild, the Guardians
Oh
coming up.
yeah.
I was like,
Oh
oh, a
yeah. Yeah, they
war,
do
a
have
unit that's no
wow.
longer working unless you somehow activate it. This is exactly like
Yeah.
that. But then just seeing how everything played out was just like, no, that's just a person. That's just a
Yeah.
person.
Just an interaction, just a random person that you bump into in Home Depot and strike up a conversation with, and you found out some interesting things. They found out some interesting things. You guys have both have good energy, vibe off each other, and maybe never see each other again. But that moment was beautiful, and it will change your life forever. And
Hmm.
however small it did, like it was. This episode was. I like this. It's funny because it's so much slower than episode one, but I enjoyed it so
Right.
much more because it really got to sit with these characters,
Yeah.
the
Versus
new
like
ones and
getting
the old
thrown
ones.
around. Yeah.
Seeing all the characters was really cool because then you
Their
saw all their
dynamic was so real.
yeah
Yeah.
all the different reactions, like the seasoned grandma who was like, "How do you know they're gonna leave us alone?"
What was her
The
name in the Cowboy Bebop? Um, um, the lady who escaped like the meteors or something. The queen of that's who she reminded me in Cowboy Bebop. That one episode.
well,
Um,
escape the meteors.
mhm. She was like a stronger woman who like
Oh, the
who was
truck
like
driver. The truck driver.
yeah.
Oh yeah, she was a bounty hunter. I forgot her name. Yeah, she was a badass.
That's
Yeah.
what she reminded me of, and that's why I had like the Cowboy Bebop like link. I'm like, wait, because she's like, yeah, my name is Quick Sonic, and you know what?
Genkai.
That's all you need to know. Yeah,
Like, he's-
the Genkai. Let's call that type of person a Genkai. I like that.
he's a Genkai. That's a Genkai.
Mhm.
But yeah, she did remind. But you had her who's like seasoned, so she like a little bit more worldly. The little
And I
kids who were
like
just
what they did
super.
there. I like what they did there, though, Rob. Like the fact that, oh, I don't know how to drive this thing. It operates on its own. I don't know how to drive. Like that's a fault with humanity and
Oh
technology.
yeah, bro.
Relying so
Yeah, man.
much on your
Mm.
job to be automated so well that in case of emergency, you
You
don't
have
know
no
what to
idea how
do.
to do it. Yeah, yeah,
That is a problem. And I love that
yeah.
they showcase
And
that. And then, an
that's
old
so real.
veteran
Like I
coming up like,
believe
oh, I
that.
used to be a driver. I know how to do this. Makes
Of
me
course,
feel
the
that much
older
better
lady
of
is like,
driving manual.
aha. And of course, the older seasoned lady knows how to do because she came from a time where maybe they didn't have that level of automation. So it was
Right.
really cool. And then to see the super curious kids and using them as a vehicle to tell this story about the past and to reinforce the idea of the neons and the azimuth codes. It's almost like when you're in school and they're just like, this is going to be on the test. It's like, okay, this is the second time they're mentioning this. I guess this is a very important point here.
That's what you
Yo,
get in the train. That's what you get in like those boarding missions. Like you get a slew of characters, a mystery of what's going on, of who did what, of who's who. And I love that they had all of that in like just this episode. Solemn, quiet mystery one. He's actually a doctor.
yo,
Blew my
that
mind.
guy, that's the most fire line I've ever heard a doctor say. It
Hmm.
was like, what do you do for a living? I work with body. It's like that could be a, oh, you work with like you're like a massage therapist, you work with bodies, or are you trying to say, oh, I could work on you? Like, are you trying to be suggestive, or are you, or is it like a mysterious thing? Like, are you like a spy? Like, I deal with bodies. Like, dang,
Like
like
delivering
you
bodies,
hit
dead bodies. Yeah.
you hit the mystery joint. You hit the, like, you're sparking everybody's curiosity. Now everyone's like, what does that mean? You're dragging the conversation on more. You're being solemn, calm, cool, collected, confident. Not like it was such a great. I was sitting there like,
And it's an
what what's
understandable
his
line. Think
story?
about it. What if
What's his
he's
story?
just going on vacation? It's understandable though, Rob. What if
Right,
he's on
right,
vacation?
right.
He doesn't want to say I'm a doctor, and then everybody's like, "Can you take a look at my back?
Oh, you know
Ooh,
what? I got a little
my
sprain.
ear doesn't
Yeah,
hear anymore."
it could also be humble because he doesn't want to be like, I'm a doctor. And everybody like, whoa, a doctor. And then once one like, oh, no, I'm not gonna advertise that.
Hmm.
Because if I advertise, like, now, are you in it because of my money? Are you in it because like I'm a very studious person because I had to go to school and do rotations and do all this? Or like, I have no idea whether, I don't know who you are. Like, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna give you that information. So
It made it seem
hmm,
like I was on the train meeting everyone, and I kind of understand a little bit more of all their stories. And we all went through this together of
yeah,
being attacked by some random people after a girl with tanks. And we
yeah,
saw these ancient weapons turn on and destroy the tanks. Who?
yeah.
Who? And then
But you know
we
what?
all met this mysterious character.
Going
But
back to
I
the
felt like I was so part of the story because of it. Like
no,
it was told
it
so
does.
well.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It was a great way to, it could have been like a little short story. And again, like, we could not see any of these characters. Maybe we only see one after this or two. I don't know. Or maybe they'll come up 20 episodes later and be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. Oh, you were from the train. That's real life. Like, it's just so real. The that this is giving more confidence in the show than episode one did. Though I love episode one, and they had a lot of things going on. They're just introducing you to the world. This one just they're showing off their writing skills a little bit, and I hope it continues down this direction than anything else. But as cool as the doctor is, and as much as we're gonna aggrandize him, as cool as the photographer was, as cool as that grandma is, and like as nice as that couple seems to be, in like, oh, the neons, and the guy was getting excited about oh, the war, oh, your stuff, was like, oh yeah, this guy, yeah, he was in the war, and oh, no, no, calm down, we're on vacation, don't tell the war stories. It's like, you sound to be a little kid. It was so cool.
Hmm.
But then shit hit the fan, bullets start flying, the guy gets grazed, and then he starts cursing at his neon. Oh, well, you're supposed to protect us. What are you even here for? Blah, blah, blah. He took a bullet to the chest. He took, even if you don't acknowledge him as a living thing, he took a bullet to the chest for you. So you can't say he didn't fulfill his role. So for you to ridicule, for you to exact your pound of flesh because you're inconvenienced, you got grazed. You didn't even, it's not even a full-blown
Yeah,
hit. You got grazed.
it
How many,
ruined my skin.
and as frustrating as that is, and as unpleasant as that guy is, how many people have you met like that? How
Oh
many,
man,
how many
everyone,
times? and,
everyone.
and
Every day I've met someone like that at least.
and honestly speaking, how many times have you been that person? Like,
Hmm.
I can think of, I remember when I was in DC, and those around the
Oh, the
children.
time with the fire guy,
No, no.
fire truck guy. You were that
No,
guy.
no,
You are that
no, no,
guy.
no, 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 no. That is something different.
That was
That is
you.
something different. That was something different.
Hmm.
That was something different. He was just
Detective Johan on the case. I believe you were the
uh,
criminal here.
he was being disrespectful. I've been the criminal though. I've been like, I was turning, like, there's two lanes that go right around Children's National in DC, and I'm not in the rightmost lane. I'm in the one to the left of that. But both lanes go right. Car to the right of me hits me, and I get out, and I'm super upset. I'm frustrated. and I'm flying off the handle. And thank goodness Kina was there because if not, I don't know what would have happened. Because she calmed us down, but I was getting ready to erupt, and I didn't know the full story. Like I don't know this lady, this poor lady, just come out like what the fuck? This poor lady. Maybe she was having a heart attack and like slammed into me. I don't know, but like but I mean, that wasn't the case. But I didn't know the full picture, and I was so upset at the inconvenience because it was like a couple years after having my kid, and that was right where the car seat was. And so I was so upset that someone hit me where my kid would have been. My kid wasn't even in the car, but because of the thought of my kid getting hit by a car because someone being doing something stupid infuriated
Mhm.
me. I was almost inconsolable, or almost like not being able to calm. I was falling off the handle. I don't even because I didn't. It's not like I needed consoling. I needed to calm down. But like I was just ready to destroy somebody because of that inconvenience. And so many times people get real upset because they're inconvenienced, but most of the time they don't see the full story or they don't care to look at the full picture before they start flying off the handle. And I think it's
Mhm.
important, like looking at the scene, it made me take a step back and think about, wow, like, I mean, we seen the full picture, we seen the guy take the bullet. Maybe the guy who got grazed didn't even realize that the war hero sitting in front of him took a bullet for him. And
Because all he noticed is he got hurt.
right. And then he's gonna go off to his friends. Yeah, I'm sitting on this train, crazy stuff happened. Shooting happened, and my guy didn't even defend me, and I got hit by a bullet. I could have died. That could be the story, and people gonna be sitting there like, man, that's crazy. Yeah, fuck that. You need to scrap that piece of metal. Meanwhile, dude took a bullet for you. Neon took a bullet for you. You don't
But
have the
also,
full
I feel
story.
like that goes to the back to the thing I was saying earlier, of like being over reliant on technology, over reliant on
Hmm.
basic skills of other things doing it for you. So, we could rely on technology to protect us, do this, do that. But if we don't have the common sense to dodge, to move, to get away from the range of fire, then we are just as fault, if not more, for letting ourselves get into that position or
Yeah,
even putting all our hopes and efforts to something else to protect us. Putting too much trust, too much responsibilities in technology of things that you should be doing yourself. It showcased in this episode how that's a bad thing. The guy
yeah.
not being able to drive, the guy not being able to understand the fact that there's a gun involved. Move. The
Or
fact
that
that
or that when there's a gun involved, there's a and stuff pops off. There's a possibility that things are gonna go wrong and you might get hurt. And yeah, you might die even if you do everything right. That's what I don't think a lot of people understand. You could be in any kind of situation, you could do everything right, and still something bad will happen. That doesn't mean
mhm,
that you did something wrong. That's just an effect of the situation. And you got to separate the effects of what happened from the choices that you made. Did this bad thing happen because you made a bad choice, or did this bad stuff happen because shit just hit the fan?
it also hit in curiosity of like how you can um how you can act in terms of like these times of turmoil or who knows what's going to happen. When they all just went into the forest and all right, we're gonna have to try to fix this thing all together however we can. And we're gonna go search party here, we're gonna do this. Like they're all strangers to one another, and they all built up that trust within that moment to get things done and get it fixed. While
Yeah.
Metallic Rouge and the kid, I just want to go take photos, and she's just like, she had that sign of character of like, I kind of understand her. So like, well, she wanted to just go out too, but
100% a child,
yeah,
because that's a child. Like I'm coming out here to do this thing. And stuff might be
that's
happening,
what
but
I thought
I'm doing
100%.
this
But
thing.
then she did that thing about later in the episode, like she's like, yeah, I have an older brother too, so I get it. I was like, ah,
Yo, which is why she vibes so
story,
hard with that little girl.
story,
Yes, yes, yes.
storytelling
World
without
building.
storytelling.
Poof. Yeah, just oh man, that's what I'm saying. This was such a great oh this
And
and then
while
like
still adding more mystery.
and even the stories that weren't told. What's the story about the guy, the war hero, Neon fighting against the usurpers. And like if you look at him, like when the doctor was examining him, he has scars all up, like he has at least two huge scars on his one
He's
across
been
his
through
abdomen
stuff,
and
yeah.
one across his chest. And you're like, whoa. And then
And
the doctor saying something about the intake port. So now like you're starting to understand the anatomy of neons also. So it's like there's a lot the
and the fact that they
intake
still
ports
consider him a doctor, the fact that they still consider him a doctor, even though it could just be considered a technician, I like that because in the
mm,
future, as we already see it happen now, actually, we are already succumbing to using more, um, pacemaker type of things, more electronics implemented into our bodies,
metal
to the
knees, metal
point, yeah,
shoulders. Yeah.
we're gonna have, but I'm ready for my cybernetic eyes eventually because my sight's going out. Scoping, but more or less, like it's gonna be more of a profession of, and this is happening in the automotive industry as well. Um,
Mhm.
you have to understand how the computer works in order to understand how the body works, and now it's gonna be a fusion of both computer and body, and slowly but surely we are all becoming androids. So the fact that they still consider him a doctor, not like a technician or a technical reproduce, whatever you want to call it. I like that. Like it's still within the field, but it's more channeled to, you're gonna understand the anatomy of both robots, androids, and humans, and still work with all these things, which is cool. I,
And
I like that.
I think it also showcases how close neons are to humans. It goes back to what Sarah Fitzgerald said. Look at the humans. Tell me, how are we different?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, great world building. And you said like I mean in the last episode you saw all these humans being dicks to all these neons, but in this one it's like the little kids. Oh wow, you were in the war. The dude, even though he was inconvenienced and acted
Dick
like a
later, yeah.
dickhead, he was excited to tell this his neon's war story. The photographer, what's her goal again? She was there. She was
Just take some
trying to
pictures and get some
it,
item.
no, she
Yeah.
was investigating how neons are being treated on Mars. That was her job.
Ooh, that was another thing. We're not on Earth. We're on Mars.
Right, right. Oh, very Cowboy Bebop. But so it's cool because they're showing that there's good people, there's bad people, and not everybody, you saw that guy in the moment. Like he's super excited, Neon, super proud, but then he's super dickish when he's inconvenienced. So there's shades to everybody. And that brings on the question about Rouge. And I don't know if Metal Rouge is her code name because she introduced her name as Rouge Red Star, which by the way, badass name. That's the name, Rouge Red Star. But when she was talking to the photographer, she's like, "Yeah, we're looking for bad
Hang
guys."
on. It's my name, Johan Joestar. Ah,
Oh, yeah, there you go.
JJRR. I get it. You should be Robert, your type of
Baroni
star.
Robert.
Ronan
It's like
Robert.
Ronin Rob.
All right. And then we actually use our names, but in the proper way, like, C2, I'll be J2, R2, D2. Hey.
This guy.
Oh man.
But yeah, Rouge Red Star, man. But she's like, I'm looking for bad guys. Like, oh, that's okay, super simple. But like now you could build so many complex things on top of that simple concept. Maybe she thinks that they're actual bad guys. Maybe she's gonna find out that she's actually working for the wrong team. Maybe there's a reason for what she's doing. Maybe these people, because again, Sarah Fitzgerald, she had a past life. Yeah, she wants to sing now, but maybe she did some terrible shit. Or she was a Nazi. Yeah, so we have no idea. It could be so many things. And I'm seeing how they broke out the story in this world and introduced these characters and able to establish so much stuff and this extra layer of complexity to the world that was already complex as much as it is, it makes me excited for what's going to come next.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I'm already excited as is for the series.
And then what role did the visitors play? Or what were the usurpers really after it? Maybe the whatever nine is linked into all of that. Or maybe it's something completely separate and this was just a story building element, and maybe something's gonna happen in the midst of her doing this mission and stuff. Like there's so many directions that this could go in. And then it had like little cutesy moments where like well, I forgot her name. Her whoever her handler is was talking to Rouge about like, hey, stay, you got to stay here, stay. And she
Oh
starts
yeah,
acting, starts
she's
acting like a
barked.
dog. And then like
She's like,
someone will say
Rouge,
something,
stop. Woof.
yeah. And then someone will say something serious like, oh yeah, it's busted. And she's like, bust the move. Like, I appreciate the dad level joke. I appreciate the dad
Yeah,
level joke.
yeah. So I didn't realize this is Samuel cast throughout all languages. And I saw I'm like, oh, it's in
Oh
English.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna keep it to Japanese. And I'm glad I did, because you would miss out on their English.
Oh no.
The word that you will learn in Japanese, you'll miss out if you do.
Oh geez, I gotta go back to watch it now.
Oh, you didn't watch it in Japanese?
Nah,
Ah, you're missing out.
I
You
was
you
watching it
would
in
have
English,
learned a
man.
new word today, just
Oh
like in
man.
Mashle.
Go away. Go away. Oh man. But yeah, on that note, man. Yeah, lots to extrapolate from this. Don't be a dick. Find out the full story. I mean, you could try, you might not be a war hero. You might not have the courage to take a bullet, but we're not asking you to do that. Most people won't ask you to do that. But you could just not be a dick. Just
Yeah,
don't be so angry that you get
90% of the time, not
like
being a dick
like
saves your life.
most, yeah. But everybody's been a dick before because they felt inconvenienced. Take a moment to realize what's going on, to assess the situation, and find a way to rectify it without being a dick. I went to Nando's the other day, and we're ordering a bunch of food. Mrs. ordered online. We're gonna go pick it up. Lady comes up to the desk. I'm like, oh, like, all right, that's cool. Like, we're just ordering right here, and she's just like, all right, that's cool. We'll just say. And then after we finish doing what she's doing, the lady at the desk like addresses her. She's like, oh, can I help you with something? She's like, yeah, you forgot my mashed potato.
Wow,
What?
some people have priorities, like to me,
Why?
my important things in life would be like, you know, being able to pay my bills. Do I have enough food? Are people okay? But some people, mashed potatoes, live or die situation here.
Right, right. Like I could understand, like maybe you're on a strict diet, really need these vegetables, you had the perfect amount of calories. You maybe you're diabetic and it is essential that you get a certain amount of whatever in your system, glucose in your system to be able to spark the right amount of insulin. I don't know. Whatever it is, you don't have to be she could have easily been like, hey miss, we ordered mashed potatoes, didn't come in. We just finished our meal though. Can we have either a refund or can we have some kind of compensation due to you don't have to be a dick. You don't have to be a dick. My I was just following a story. Everyone's so focused on what's going on in Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, but Republic of the Congo, the horrific story. Found this horrific story. Long story, complex, but this there's still bad things going on. There's still war breaking out, and or even now that there's peace, people are still getting dragged from their villages, killed, raped, and there's this one lady who was talking about. I mean, there's plenty of women, but there's a story of this lady told about these people coming in, killing her husband, and then raping her on top of his dead body. And she said, I lost count around 12. It's like 12 people after the 12th rapist, I heard my daughter screaming for me from the next room. That day, my 12-year-old and my 14-year-old were both impregnated. That's the kind of stuff that people are dealing with. Mashed potatoes! Well on the totem pole. All right. Like you don't have to be a dick to get what you want.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. There's so many more important things in life that you don't have to be that way. And people don't see that because they're so self-entitled of being the only person in the world without realizing there are bigger things at work. There are bigger things in life. And damn,
Yeah.
Rob, I did not know that shit.
I mean,
God
yeah,
damn, send
I'm
me
just
that
like,
story
yeah, I'm
because I
sorry.
am raising awareness on that shit. God damn.
I'm just saying, I saved it for that because I didn't want
Damn.
to press you for the rest of the for
No,
all
it's
the other
cool, it's
recordings.
cool.
But
It's not cool, but you know,
well,
like damn,
I'm
Rob.
just saying, like
Shit.
we're blessed to be like,
There is
where's my mashed
horrible
potatoes?
problems happening there.
Where,
Yeah, yeah.
where are my mashed?
There's
God damn it!
there's definitely a big difference there, Rob.
Yeah. So I'm just
Like,
saying, like
but shit.
people are dealing with some
Swear.
real shit, and we're over here complaining about bullshit. Uh, Don't be that
And you know,
guy.
that's one of the bigger things in life that people mistake of like being, I guess, in a country that you have all this freedom to do these things at certain times, or having the luxuries, and I say luxuries, of having your own home, of going or being able to like go to a place and afford, overpriced food and so forth, versus having to cook it yourself, versus not being having to share your home with several other people, having to even share a roof with,
Mhm.
like, say, a whole community. And there are people who are struggling just to get by, and you put the perfect example there. There's people being raped, there's people being murdered, there's people dealing with so much more, and you complaining about mashed potatoes is the least important thing in the spectrum of the universe, because you couldn't just wait for potatoes.
Yeah. And like
Like,
not to say that you have to always look at the person who's having the worst life ever and then be like, well, I can't
but
complain about anything because they're
at
having such
least
a terrible
be at
life.
least be civil about something small. Yeah.
Yes. Because being uncivil, you don't want that world. You don't want that smoke, so don't invite it into your life. Get rid of that negative energy. Watch some anime. Listen to a podcast. Maybe Daddy's Gertie Library. Get Gertie with us. Listen to me make you depressed. Or
No, actually, go out there and make sure you talk to your state advisors and make sure the word gets out there. People need help, not
yeah,
these mashed potato freaks.
yeah,
Stop publicizing all these bullshit TikToks. Let's talk about the real things in the world. How do we make the world a better place so we don't end up in these situations where, oh, someone's shooting at us and we don't know how to drive a truck. Let's get back to the basics of doing
being kind
basic
to each
human
other.
good.
And yeah. Let's learn the things around us, be kind to each other, not rely on the technologies that exist just because they're convenient, and then get upset when inconvenience occurs to you. You don't have to be the war hero. Just don't be the dick. Have a good day.